Okay, we're going to work on using the quadratic formula, which is this formula right here. And for this to work, we have to make sure we start with the form like this: ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, the standard form of a quadratic equation. If that's the case, then x will be equal to the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all over 2a. So we're going to do that with this problem here. There are other ways we can complete the square. It's a little bit easier here with these strange numbers to do quadratic formula. So to start with, we're going to say a equals the number in front of the x squared, or in this case the n squared, 4. B equals negative 3, because that's what's here, negative 3. And c equals negative 85. If that's the case, then x would be equal to the opposite of negative 3, which is positive 3, plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times negative 85. All over 2 times 4. So x equals, so now when I do this, x is going to be, I'm taking a few steps, 3 plus or minus the square root of, to do all this stuff in here, I can just go straight into my calculator, and it becomes, if I do this in the calculator, I just type in negative 3 squared, that's 9 minus 4 times negative 85 is going to be 9 plus, what is that going to be, 1360, something like that, all over 8. You can check that on the calculator, which is going to be 3 plus or minus the square root of 1369 all over 8. Now, when I go to square root of 1369, that's just 37, so it's going to be 3 plus or minus 37 over 8, because the square root of 1369 is 37. So that means there's two answers: 3 plus 37 over 8, which is 40 over 8, which is 5. That's one answer. Let's try this here. Another answer would be 3 minus 37 over 8, which is going to be negative 34 over 8, which reduces to negative 17 over 4. Those should be the two answers. When I look at my homework thing, that's going to be letter C. So C would be the answer to number 1. I'm just going to do a couple of random problems. Now I'm going to work on number 4. Same principle. A equals 11. That's this number here. B equals negative 11. That's the number in front of there. And C, that's 11. C equals negative 10. So x would be equal to, the opposite of negative 11 is positive 11, plus or minus the square root of b squared. Negative 11 squared minus 4 times 11 times negative 10. All over 2 times 11. Okay, so when I do that, I'm going to get x equals 11 plus or minus, I'll let you figure out how to do this, but what I got for this one was 561 over 22. And 561, we got to break down 561. There's a couple of ways. It turns out that this is going to be 561 is going to be 3 times 11 times 17. If I take the square root of that, nothing's going to come out. Thank you. So the answer would be this right here. Yeah. Gracias. Okay. Thank you, my friend. Gracias. Okay, for this problem here, we're going to go a little trickier here. A equals 8. There is no x term here because it has to be, remember, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. There is no x term, so b is just going to be 0, and c equals negative 10. So this one I would simply say x equals, the opposite of 0 is still 0, plus or minus the square root of 0 squared minus 4 times 8 times negative 10, all over 2 times 8. So x would be equal to 0 plus or minus the square root of 320 over 16. And the square root of 320 can be broken down to be, what do we got, 32 times 10, which is going to be 2 times 16, 4 times 4, 2 times 2, 2 times 2, and this is 2 times 10, 2 times 5, sorry. So this 320 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 twos times 5, like that. That's the square root. So this is going to come out, this is going to come out, and this is going to come out. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 square root of 5, plus or minus still, over 16. We can reduce that. 8 and 16 needs to be reduced to be 1 and 2. So it's going to be plus or minus the square root of 5 over 2. So that's the answer. I believe it's B. So that would be the answer. B would be the answer to number 5. Now the next problems deal with things a little bit different. For this problem, we're using the discriminant. We're looking for the discriminant. Okay, and the discriminant is part of the quadratic formula. It's the b squared minus 4ac part, the part that's under the square root. And here's the rules. If the b squared minus 4ac is positive and a perfect square, like 4 or 81 or something that's a perfect square, we're going to have two real rational solutions. If it's positive and not a perfect square, we're still going to have two real solutions, but they're going to be irrational because they'll have square roots still in them. If the b squared minus 4ac turns out to be 0, there's only one solution, or sometimes they write it as two real equal solutions. If it's negative, there's two imaginary solutions. This confuses people. Really, it's just one. So mathematically, if you have a quadratic formula like this, you automatically have two solutions. It's just that two of them might be the same, which just happens in this case. So really, it's only one number. Let's see. I'll show you. We'll see how that works. So we'll look at number 9 right now. Okay. All we're concerned with is b squared minus 4ac. So a equals negative 2, b equals negative 4, and c equals negative 2. So b squared is negative 4 squared minus 4 times a, which is negative 2, times b, which is negative 2. So that's 16 minus 16, which is 0. So b squared minus 4ac is 0. And if it's 0, there's one real solution. Solution. I got to write better than that, sorry. So the answer to number 9 as a multiple choice thing would be 0, 1 would be A. And as we move on to number 14, I'm going to jump around a little bit. Number 14, it's the same procedure. A equals negative 3. B equals 1, because that's what's in front of the x, an imaginary 1, or not imaginary, invisible 1, basically. And c equals 4. So b squared minus 4ac is going to be 1 squared minus 4 times negative 3 times 4, which is 1 minus a negative, which is plus 48, which is 49. So 49 is positive and a perfect square, so we would use this. So there's going to be two real solutions. So the answer to that one would be, this is number 14, 49, two real solutions would be C. Now the multiple choice problems, they didn't put rational or irrational, so we don't have to worry about that part, but they are rational. Okay, and then the next problem, the last one I think we're going to do, we're going to say A equals 3, B equals 3, C equals 4. So b squared minus 4ac. All we're looking for is that. So b squared minus 4ac. So that's going to be 3 squared minus 4 times 3 times 4, which is 9 minus 12 times 4 minus 48, which is negative 39. Now, negative 39 is a negative number, so there's my answer right there. Two imaginary solutions. So this is number 17, negative 39, 2 imaginary, so the answer is C. Okay. Thank you.